So I finally watched The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This is a prequel to The Hunger Games, and I was a really big fan of The Hunger Games, so I was like, let's go check this out. But I had my head scratched because I was always wondering what would make me care about Snoke. So what would make Snoke go from this Snoke to the Snoke that we know in The Hunger Games? But when I'm watching this film, I'm not gonna lie, it really had me. It had me hooked. I was really entrenched the whole way, really going on this journey with this young Snoke, and I actually found myself rooting for the guy. This film is broken up into 3 parts, Act 1, 2, and 3, and I really am on the ride. Act 1 and 2 primarily is setting up the stage for the Hunger Games and the actual Hunger Games itself. Act 1 and 2 is primarily showing Snoke as a young Snoke and really getting involved with the games and trying to bring people to care about these contestants that have to fight in the Hunger Games, and he does a really good job. I must say, Viola Davis is really a standout in this film. She is doing a fantastic job. She looks like she's having a lot of fun, and whoever the actor is that's playing the young Stanley Tucci, yo, he really killed it in this film. The problem with this movie is the pacing. I've never known a movie to be slow and fast at the same time, and that's exactly how Act 3 was. This movie crawled when it went to Act 3. It was almost like it was a completely different movie. They should have really stopped the movie after Act 2. Right after the Hunger Games is when this movie should have stopped. You're going through this film, especially in the 3rd act, and they jump from scene to scene to scene, and it feels like so much is missing in the middle. There's a crucial part of this with the turning of Snoke, because in the 1st act and the 2nd act, you're really rooting for this guy. He is actually a good person, but you don't really understand why he makes that turn in the 3rd act because it's so abrupt. It's like they just speed through that part. The whole part of this movie is for us to understand what makes Snoke become the guy that we know in Hunger Games, and we don't get that in Act 3. Everything that happens in Act 3 is so abrupt, so fast, so forced. It just doesn't feel natural, and you're scratching your head at a lot of points like, how do we get here to this? How is he this now? Why is he making this action? It just doesn't make any sense. So in conclusion, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, it did have its potential and it did have its moments, especially in Acts 1 and 2. So if I had to round this movie out, the first 2/3 of the movie, great. That was a 9 out of 10. The last third of the movie, dog shit. So I would round this movie out to about a 4 out of 10. Look, we've all said it in our lives before. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And they just didn't land the plane with this film and leaving us with an ending that just left us scratching our heads because I was wondering, how did we get here? But that's my review of The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and what a really long title. Stick around for more reviews. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And as always, God bless. I'm Corey Roy, signing off. Bye.